Have you ever had one of those weeks? You know the kind I'm talking about. You try your absolute hardest, you pour hours of energy into a project, but your computer crashes, you miss your bus, and you burn dinner. It feels like the entire universe is conspiring against you. But then, on the flip side, have you ever taken a massive risk? Something you weren't sure would work, and somehow, miraculously, it worked out perfectly. Life is a mix of these two extremes. Today, I'm not just going to teach you vocabulary, I'm going to teach you how to express your deepest frustrations and your biggest victories with the natural flow of a native speaker. Hello everyone. Today we are going deep into the vocabulary of real life, specifically how we talk about success and failure. We aren't just going to learn simple words like pass or fail. We're aiming for advanced English vocabulary for success that will help you sound articulate even when things are going wrong. I want to tell you a story about two friends, Sophie and Leo. Their situation is going to be our map for today's lesson. Sophie is having a terrible time at work, and Leo is trying to be a supportive friend. Through their struggles, and through some stories from my own life, we are going to master 6 incredible phrases that will change how you speak about your goals. Section 1. The pressure to perform. Let's start with the context. Sophie isn't just busy, she is overwhelmed. She's in a situation where her boss expects high results. She's trying to finish reports, organize presentations, and manage clients. This brings us to our first key phrase, trying to hit some targets. In the business world, and honestly in life, we don't just do things, we aim for things. A target is a specific goal. If you are in sales, your target might be selling 50 units. If you are a student, your target might be getting an A grade. When you hit a target, you succeed. You make contact with your goal. But notice the nuance here. Sophie was trying to hit targets. This implies effort. It implies pressure. Think about your own life. Maybe you are learning English. Your target might be watching a movie without subtitles. You are working hard, studying every day, trying to hit that target. It's a dynamic, active phrase that shows you are pushing yourself. Section 2. When plans fall apart. But here's the reality. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try to hit those targets, life gets in the way. Sophie experienced technical disasters, her laptop freezing, clients forgetting calls. The phrase we use here is simple but essential. Things keep going wrong. To go wrong doesn't just mean to fail, it means to deviate from the plan. You had a vision of how the day would go, and reality went in the opposite direction. Let me give you a personal example. I remember my very first job interview in a big city. I was so prepared. I had my resume printed, I was wearing my best suit, and I had researched the company for days. I left my house early to be on time. But then, things started going wrong. First, the train was delayed. Then, I realized I had walked into the wrong building. Same street name, but the wrong number. By the time I found the right office, I was sweating, I was stressed, and I was 15 minutes late. The interview was a disaster. We've all been there, right? You plan a romantic dinner, but you burn the food. It went wrong. You plan a holiday, but you get sick on the first day. It went wrong. Using this phrase connects you with people because it admits that life is unpredictable. Section 3. The surprise victory. Now, let's shift the energy. In the middle of all this stress, Leo asks Sophie if anything worked out, and surprisingly, she managed to sign a difficult client in Germany. This brings us to one of my absolute favorite phrasal verbs, and this is a true native level gem, to come off. Sophie's deal came off. When we say something came off, we mean it succeeded, but there's a specific flavor to this phrase. It usually implies that the success was difficult, risky, or uncertain. You weren't 100% sure it was going to happen. Let's integrate a concept you might see in videos titled, "Stop saying I failed." Instead, focus on what did come off. Imagine you are planning a surprise birthday party for your best friend. It's a logistical nightmare. You have to invite people secretly, hide the cake, and get your friend to the venue without them knowing. There are a million ways this could go wrong. You're nervous. But then your friend walks in, everyone yells, "Surprise!" and they start crying tears of joy. In that moment, you can say, "Wow, it actually came off." The plan worked. The risk paid off. It implies a sense of relief. I wasn't sure if my speech would be good, but in the end, it came off really well. It's a phrase of victory against the odds.
However, life isn't always about victories. Sophie missed her main goal. She wanted 5 new clients, but she only got 2. She worked for hours, but the result wasn't there. There is a somewhat sad but very poetic phrase for this: efforts come to nothing. This is stronger than just failing. Plan a hiking trip for months. You buy the gear, you map the route, you train your body. You are so excited. But the night before the trip, a massive storm rolls in. The park closes. The trip is canceled. You sit at home looking at your packed backpack. All that planning, all that excitement, your efforts came to nothing. It's a frustrating feeling, isn't it? But being able to verbalize this, to say it out loud, helps you process that disappointment. It validates your hard work, even if the result wasn't there. Now, let's look at the psychological toll of this stress. Leo and Sophie talk about feeling like zombies. Sophie says some days she feels great, but other days she just loses her focus. The word for this is to falter. To falter means to lose strength or momentum. Imagine a runner in a marathon. For the first 20 miles, they are strong. They are running fast. But at mile 21, their legs start to shake. Their breathing gets heavy. They slow down. They are stumbling. They are faltering. This happens mentally too. I remember when I first moved abroad to teach. The first month was pure adrenaline. New city, new food, new friends. I was energized. But 3 months later, the winter came. It got dark and cold. I missed my family. I started asking myself, can I really do this? My confidence was faltering. Faltering doesn't mean you have quit. It doesn't mean you have stopped. It just means you are wavering. You are having a moment of weakness, and that is okay. Recognizing that you are faltering is the first step to getting your strength back. Finally, we reach the climax of this stress. Sophie admits she left the kettle boiling until it was empty. She can't sleep. Her brain is running at 2 a.m. Leo summarizes this feeling perfectly. I can't cope with everything. To cope means to manage or handle a difficult situation emotionally and practically. When you say, I can't cope, you are admitting that the burden is too heavy. It's not just one thing. It's the email, the meetings, the errands, the noise, the pressure. It stacks up like a tower of bricks until it falls over. I recall a time when I was working full-time, studying for a degree at night and trying to plan a wedding all at the same time. I thought I was Superman. I thought I could do it all. But one morning I spilled a cup of coffee on my shirt and I just sat on the floor and cried. It wasn't about the coffee. It was because I couldn't cope with the pressure anymore. Using this phrase is actually very brave. It signals to the people around you that you need help or you simply need a break. Leo suggests they go get coffee and cake, a reset. That is how you cope. You step back, you breathe, and you realize that you are only human. So, look at the journey we've taken today. We went from trying to hit targets to watching things go wrong. We felt the pain when our efforts came to nothing, and we started to falter. We admitted that sometimes we can't cope, but we also celebrated those rare, beautiful moments when a risky plan comes off perfectly. Success isn't a straight line. It's a messy, scribbly line full of all these emotions. I hope that next time you are having a tough week, you can use these phrases to tell your story. Because when you can describe your struggle accurately, you take power over it. If you found value in this lesson and you want to keep glowing up your vocabulary, please make sure to hit that like button. It tells me to keep making content like this. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, English Glow, for more deep dives into the English language. I'll see you in the next video.